Hello, Weebcon. My name is Hassan Ayla. I'm the CEO and founder of V1 Tech, and I want to tell you a little bit about the story of how I started my company and, of course, our products. So we're here in Dallas, Texas, which is great. This is a local event here at the airport. It's pretty easy to show up to this, but yeah, we're pretty known here at anime conventions for our plexiglass wall art. We work with a lot of different artists to get these designs, and every sale we make commissions the artist, so we like to take care of our artists. We're always looking for super talented people to work with us. The way we got started actually is PC modding. So I'm a PC modder by trade. I actually started V1 Tech as a solo, builder for trade show purposes. So like companies like Corsair or Alienware would commission me as an artist to do these crazy one-off computer builds. And I would just trick them out. The way I actually got into that, funny enough, is there's a local event called QuakeCon, and they have a modding contest where the coolest computer in the room wins like some kind of prizing. And I really wanted to enter that and bring the coolest computer I could. So I spent like a year tricking out my computer for my personal build. And I took it to QuakeCon, and it placed second the first year I entered the mod contest. And it was the first hardline water-cooled PC at QuakeCon. I was using Primo Chill's like prototype early level fittings. It's all hand bent, and it looked really cool. That got featured in CPU Magazine when they were still a thing. And I got a couple trade show clients from that. So like Cooler Master walked over and gave me their business card, and I did a build for them for the PAX West in Seattle just recently after. And that was like the first trade show build I did where I was commissioned. They flew me out, they paid for my hotel. And while I was there, I got to network with some of the booths nearby, and I got to do a lot of trade show builds for a lot of those companies. From that, these big companies were basically giving me free marketing for my builds. In fact, they were using them to bring people into the booth as art pieces. They draw a large crowd, and they get a lot of attention on social media. So Instagram at V1 Tech, we just passed 100,000 followers not too long ago. So it's been doing really well. Yeah, so from the trade show builds, at the time I was still working at Micro Center. I was going to school at UTD for computer engineering. But the business took off pretty quickly to where one dropped and the other. And trade show builds were a big use of my time. The only problem with them is they were very seasonal or event oriented. So if there was no event going on, there was not much work to be done. But from the social media following, a lot of customers or a lot of fans would ask for one-off art pieces from the projects that I would do for these big companies. So I would take commissions and make them all by hand in my parents' garage, as you do. And it's very time consuming and very expensive to do hand work. So to bring the cost down, I looked into outsourcing some of the work to local trophy engraved shops, other manufacturing areas. And I got into just designing a lot more than handwork, and actually was able to create a better product that was also a lot more mass producible. So still had to make everything to order because a lot of PC parts, they're very tailored, unique to whatever products you decide to go with. And the biggest seller for me was the GPU backplate. The GPU backplate, I was the first person to come out with ones that weren't just like white or black. So you could do like UV, different designs, different colors, and of course I tailor them to whatever graphics card you have. From that, we got into dual layered material. So we'd take 2 layers of acrylic, laser cut it into different designs, and then glue it together to create some really intricate and detailed stuff that was even more unique than the previous offerings, and just kept getting bigger that way. From there, I actually would go to like trade shows to learn more about manufacturing, and I discovered dye sublimation, which really opened the doors for what's possible with customized products, especially made to order, with the speed of how quick you can sublimate stuff. It's still very in depth, but instead of having to laser cut really detailed things, which could take hours, Now we could laser cut just the base pieces, which would take minutes, and then we can go and dye sublimate them, which you could do about 60 pieces in about 2 hours when it comes to PC mod parts. So that really allowed us to scale our production and in turn scale our marketing. A lot of big YouTubers, tech YouTubers especially, became fans of the products. So you'll see like Linus Tech Tips, big guys like Bitwit, and a lot of YouTubers would customize their PCs with our mod parts. We've even seen some celebrities like the tight end for the Dallas Cowboys has a backplate from us. Some PC build companies actually commission us to do their customizations like Main Gear, Origin PCs, even Alienware sometimes. We've had Neymar Jr., the soccer player, one of the biggest soccer players in the world, has a PC with Battlefield 4 themed custom parts from us. And even like actors like Macy Williams from Game of Thrones has a Caroline themed gaming PC that she uses on stream, which is pretty cool that we got to customize. From that high-end like manufacturing process that we developed, we added addressable RGB backlighting. We use an LED reactive ink or polymer to create the products so they can glow in this really detailed way, and it has like a 3-dimensional characteristic based off the ink that we use. So if you see like reds in your print, when you backlight it, depending on the colors of the RGB, it will actually stand out more than certain colors, and as it color shifts, you'll see kind of a gradient. So with the addressable RGB lighting, you can control that with any software like Corsair iQ, Asus Aura Sync, Gigabyte Fusion, MSI, whatever you want. Or you could just use the SATA-powered, remote that most of them come with to sync your whole setup and control it that way. The wall art we haven't backlit yet, but we're working on a frame so you can actually backlight it with the same kind of tech that we use for our PC mod parts. And you'd be able to set them up above your setup and sync it with your PC build and all your lighting in your gaming room potentially. So it's going to be really cool. We actually just got into the wall art not too long ago, so it's been about 4 months now. And the first time we wanted to test it out with a more mainstream audience, we took it to IckyCon, and we sold out of everything by second day. So we're like, okay, this is serious. People really like our stuff. And I hadn't had a perspective of what other artists bring to these shows. I knew that we could create a really unique and quality product, but I didn't expect us to be, one of the, top wall art sellers at these events, because now we're going to almost all of them, and it's hard to bring enough. Like we can't even, going full tilt with a night shift, make enough of these prints to bring to the events and not sell out, which is awesome. And of course, we do ship these online as well. And again, every sale does commission artists. So with the UV dye sublimation, one of the big things was it allowed me to get into a lot more intricate designs than just laser cutting vector-based designs. And so at first I would just create, some abstract things or whatever I could come up with. But with the limitations being limitless, we decided to start contracting artists and bringing them in-house to create much cooler products. And with that, we get a lot of a more unique spread on designs. So you see here, like we got Searlight, which is a more lo-fi theme. It's very intricate and detailed. It's way better art than what I could come up with myself. So it's amazing getting to work with these artists. And then here on my right, we have Dennis Ibiza, which we got this one. It's a Trunks theme design. And the voice actor here actually signed it for us. And it says V1 Tech here at the top, so this is very special. We're going to hang this up in the office when I get back. But it's really cool to see the voice actors here at these events as well. We had like Nezuko designs over here and the voice actors here, so those like sold out and they all got signed by the voice actor, which is awesome because now our customers get something more special and we get to have a more intimate relationship with our customers, and of course the inspiration behind the art to begin with. And then our artists actually get to see that their stuff is getting signed and photographed and posted on Instagram. So it's really cool. I mean, this last one over here is also Dennis Ibiza, but we have artists like Yasil Art here, Donnie Art's a big one. Donnie Art, actually, this one here on the far left corner is by him. And the way we mount these, we actually use command strips, so it's real easy, damage-free mounting to your wall. You can just peel and stick it. Some people like to get them framed. You can get them framed at like Michael's, or you could get the exact dimensions are 24 by 16. So any 24 by 16 frame will work. And of course, we have these easels as well. The cool thing about the easels at home, I have like a Philips Hue lamp just sitting behind it, and it grabs the light using the LED reactive ink, making it look like a really cool art piece in my home that's super unique. And then, of course, we like to, like, if you go with Searlight, he does the skies, so they kind of match based off the different animes. So you could do like a 6-panel piece, and it'd be insane. We've seen customers do 12-panel pieces, which is ridiculous. Especially with artists like Geoglyzer. He's like more abstract, like really cool color schemes, and you could blow that up. We also do custom design, so if you want to upload or create your own design, we have a configurator on our website. You can actually upload it, tailor it, you can put custom fonts and text, and we will make those to order here in Dallas, Texas for you. Everything is made here in Dallas, Texas. We're 100% based here. Currently, we just have like a 3,900 square foot location just for manufacturing. There's no storefront, but we're moving at the end of the month to Addison, where we'll have a storefront area. You can come by and actually walk in, talk to us, and buy products in person. And of course, I'll be there all the time if you want to come say hello. And yeah, we're just growing like crazy, and appreciate you having us here. And thank you for supporting our products. Yeah, I see a question.
Yes, excuse me, so where would you guys be going to next? Where can I find you guys when this go?
So for sure, we'll be our next convention that we'll be at. Well, we might be at a couple. I know there's one next weekend potentially coming up. I forget what the name of it is, but I know for sure we're going to be at San Japan. That's going to be the next big one. It's going to be in San Antonio at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. And we're somewhere almost every weekend. So I think we're going to post a tour like list on our website. So if you want to go to v1tech.com, we'll put that up. And then yeah, I know for like PC conventions, we're going to be at a LandFest in October at the Great Wolf Lodge. So there's like 45 seats left for that. If you guys want to go check that out, you could buy a seat and come play games with us there. And of course, if they open up like CES, we'll be at CES in January.
What was it like whenever you got that message from Neymar saying that he wanted y'all to work on PC?
So we didn't get contacted by Neymar directly. His agent, I guess, reached out. It was very interesting. So I couldn't actually talk about it for 6 months to like a year because they had a sponsorship deal with like Nike and Red Bull that where they like couldn't mention that they work with any other brand or company. So I had to like sign an NDA to like even give him the products. And it was really hard to keep my mouth shut about it because it's so exciting. Like, I want to tell everyone. But luckily, the NDA lifted after 1 year, and it's been 3 years since we've done that. But it was insane because he actually got to live streamed for Blizzard Activision playing Battlefield 4 in France. And right next to him, he has his PC, and it's all decked out with our stuff. So like I'm hoping people just recognize the quality of the work and saw our stuff there, and we're like, oh man, V1 Tech, like Neymar uses V1 Tech, how cool is that? So fingers crossed, but it's cool to get to say that now. And I mean, the name drop for the list of like celebrities that start working with us, it gets bigger every year, and it's I don't even know all of them. Like I'll get random like people saying, hey, did you hear this dude from the WWE? Has your products. I'm like, no idea because I don't watch that. But I wish I knew everything. Like, we have a Dion Timmer. He's a EDM artist that bought our products. At one point, I did a project with NVIDIA GeForce Garage to trick out a computer for, man, I forget who it was. Yeah, see, I don't know like the names of all these like big people that we work with, but a lot of big names out there, which is pretty cool. Yes, sir.
What what are your top three pieces of art?
Um, so top sellers like for the wall art, or like top three like things I've done
Oh,
ever. I don't know.
not just with this, because I know you guys do
Yeah.
some other art stuff as well. So I'm just curious, like, what is your like? Oh, what is your favorite art
Mm.
piece that you've made? What is like one of like?
So I would say my favorite art piece that I ever worked on was we did a build for Alienware's 20th anniversary. This was about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was actually a contest as well as a commission. So they had three other big modding companies at the time, or two other, BS Mods and Modders Inc. Also build a computer for them, and then they also they had people vote on which one was the best, and the winner actually got like even more payout than the commission. And what's funny is they had us posting every 2 weeks updates on their Alienware forum about the project as it was going on. And we had very little going up because I was so backlogged with other things that I just didn't have time to actually do anything. And I'm also a little bit of a procrastinator. So I always like put things not to the last second, but pretty close to. And I think part of what makes me successful as being a procrastinator is I get to think about what I want to do a lot. So instead of just going right into it and figuring it out as I go, I like to think about it for quite a while, and then when I know what I want to do, just fully execute. So that project, I ended up not really doing 80% of the work until like the last week it was due. But in that week, the build went from just like being a pretty basic computer thing that we were working on to this crazy like UV blue and green, like glowing computer. And it won first place in that. It got featured on the cover of CP magazine, and it went viral everywhere. But it's I think our most viewed video on our YouTube channel, the V1 Tech YouTube channel, and it's pretty. I haven't had a chance to do a project like that since then. Like I've we built a computer actually for like the U.S. Navy. That was like my next like number two. They needed a cool trade show build for DreamHack to recruit soldiers, and they had a 1v1 battlefield, type thing with U.S. Navy soldiers, and we built PCs themed after their booth. So it was really cool getting to work with like the U.S. Navy. But besides that one, that was like the biggest build I've done for a long time. So that's probably like my favorite number one. I want to do builds like that again. It's just like I gotta find time to get back into that. Yeah, as I've gotten more and more busy, the one-off trade show projects has become less of a business for us, just because it's very dependent on me versus everything else. We could hire, train, and like scale. But for the trade show builds, it does require very unique talent, which I'm happy that I'm able to take that and bring it down to the mainstream, because with our mod parts, anybody can create just as good looking, if not better looking PCs than what I could do a couple years ago with turnkey, products from our website. And it could be any vision you have, we can bring it to reality. So it could be even cooler than some of the things I was able to do without really any of like having to have the skill set or the equipment behind you to do that. It's all peel and stick, magnetic, and I'm very proud that we can help thousands of people customize their computers to that extent for a fraction of the cost every month versus me doing one project every couple months for a big company. But it is something I do want to get back into as like a hobbyist, to just be able to spend 100 hours on a project and see what I could come up with nowadays. It's been a minute. But yeah, I would say like from our wall art though, it's hard. So I want to say week, it changes on what the top three designs are. Sometimes it goes based off what's popular, right? So Demon Slayer art was huge this past month when um, you know, um, We have a design by Donny Art called Saw the Hokage, which really popped off when Baruto was a big thing this 2 months ago. So that was like a top seller. Consistently top sellers. I would say like Serialite's one of our best performing artists. Donny Art, Dennis, all the guys up here, super popular. I mean, everyone has different. That's the beauty of what we do is customization is endless, and whatever I guess however you want to express yourself through your setup and your gaming PC, we can tailor it. So it doesn't matter what you're into, how you want to express yourself, your style. We have something for everybody. We got cool retro designs, black and white, minimalist, super extravagant like rainbow, explosion art. We got silhouettes. I mean, whatever you can think of, we can do it. And I really do like. I got into PC building to express myself as a modder and as an artist. So allowing thousands of people to do that at scale every day is really what we're passionate about. We want to help you customize everything essentially. Yeah. Yes, sir. I guess this one, this one that it's signed and whatnot. I think we're gonna, and it says V1 Tech on it. Like we're gonna frame that, put that in the office. Shout out to Kim, by the way. He recruited us really for this event, and he's been amazing to work with. He went and like got these signed for us. I didn't have to leave my booth, so huge shout out. And yeah, lucky to have guys like that running Weebcon. Not too many event people, are as hardworking and diligent. So thank you so much, especially for having me at this panel. It's been awesome. Thank you. All right, well, if you guys want to follow us, we're at V1 Tech. That's V as in Victor, the number one, just not spelled out O-N-E, just the number one. T-E-C-H, there's no T-E-K or special text with that. It's just v1tech.com or V1 Tech on Twitter, at V1 Tech on Instagram, and YouTube /V1 Tech, Facebook.com /V1 Tech on everything. My personal is V1 Hassan. I only have an Instagram, so no Twitter or anything like that. It's the only way to engage with me directly, but preferably just Instagram us at the V1 Tech page. We'll respond a lot quicker if you have any questions. My team's awesome, and you can even text my team directly. If you go to the v1tech.com, right in the header, there's a phone number. You can text at any time, and we'll get back to you immediately. You can also, for inquiries, email us at. It's also on our contact page, whatever's in the header of the website, v1tech.com. And I hope you follow us, and we look forward to getting ideas and inspiration from you guys, and we hope we can help you customize your PCs and setup and make it uniquely yours. So thank you for having me. Again, Hassan here from V1 Tech, and have a great weekend.